Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I feel like I got to be. Is the word transparent? I feel like a transparent, that would be a proper word to use with you guys on the reason why I'm overly critical on video games. Because here's the thing. I've been playing video games since I was a kid. I started off on the Nintendo 64. And when you look at games back then on the Nintendo 64, you had one time and one shot to come out with a video game, and the game is good. No bugs, no glitches, none of that. The game has to be good. Fast forward, I end up getting a PlayStation 2. Same business. You had one time and one shot to release a game. No bugs, no glitches, no problems, and the game was good. Fast forward after that, I guess some honorable mentions like the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, what else? The PSP, some PC games. One chance, one shot to release a game, and the game is good. Fast forward, I end up getting a PlayStation 3, same business. I'll have to say that gaming, it was starting to transfer into what games are today, but still, a lot of the games back then, even on the PlayStation 3, you had one chance and one shot to release that game, and the game was good. Then after that, I guess it was still in that same era, but I did get an Xbox 360, but still though, like same era, same business. Fast forward, I end up getting an Xbox One, and then a PlayStation 4 shortly afterwards. And that's when gaming seems like it changed. That's when gaming seemed like when it reached this next gen era, that's when video games had started changing in a way where it's like, okay, what did I just buy? Because if I compare this game to a game that I bought on the last gen console, and that's the crazy thing about it, is that I remember when next gen, I guess when it was PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, that they were making it seem like that, oh, this is like revolutionary, like this is gonna be the greatest era of gaming ever and stuff. Because I remember, I think it was it Black Ops 3? I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops. Yeah, I think no, yeah, it was 3. It was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I had to sit down and think about it, but I remember when they did those comparison videos, when they showed like how the maps were different, the visuals were different, like everything was different with every video game. I think the only game where it wasn't that much of a difference was Destiny, because I was really big in playing the first Destiny game at that time being, and yeah, that was the only game where I think it was like the graphics just look slightly different and stuff. So it didn't hit me there that something, because when you see video games, like it trips me out. You'll see when people compare video games from like the Xbox 360 era, even like last gen console, because I remember whatchamacallit, Batman Arkham Knight, when I remember when that game, when it very first came out, a lot of people didn't like it. That was one of those games where it did so bad that Steam was like, if you guys want your money back, it don't matter how long you played the game or how long you've owned the game, you could get your money back. But eventually, at some point in time, the game did get better. So I think like if a lot of different developers had that same mindset where it's like, hey, we released this bad game, what could we do to make things better? Let's sit down and work on it. I think if a lot of developers thought like that, that's why I'm like, I'm trying to think. I remember there was for a little bit where I was playing Batman Arkham Knight, but I do want to play the other Batman games and get through them and then eventually play Batman Arkham Knight. But yeah, I was like, I don't remember saying anything bad about that game. If anything, I think I had just got to a point in the game where I got stuck and I'm like, I ain't going forward with this game no more. But other than that, it's like there's never been a time that I can think of, even back on the last gen consoles, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, where games were crashing on me. Even like some PC games where it was like, PC games, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, like I can't think of a moment where games were crashing on me or games wasn't working properly. Then it seems like now that's all, like everybody, after the Cyberpunk 2077 came out, it seemed like that after that, a lot of people just say, you know what, we're going to come out with a video game, the game's not going to work, but people are going to like it. No, that's not how gaming works. And it just seemed like over the years, my love for gaming just declined more and more, unless you're playing it from a company where it's like they're known for releasing good games, like Nintendo, for an example. You don't hear where it's like they be releasing games where they be all buggy and glitchy. Yeah, there be some issues with their games, like for an example, excuse me, the new Mario Kart game. It's like when you play the game by yourself, for some odd reason the game just wants to spam. Hold on for 1 second. All right, I'm back. Just had to do something real quick. But anyways, no, like with Nintendo, you don't really see where their games, like recently I had started playing Pokemon Scarlet, and then yeah, was playing a little bit of Mario Kart, was playing like, but that's the thing though with their games, and I feel like that with Nintendo, you never hear where they come out with a game and the game is buggy and glitchy. You don't even hear where they release games from other developers, like Cyberpunk 2077. It took some time for that game to come out on the Nintendo Switch. Same with excuse me, No Man's Sky. That's another game where it was like when the game came out, it was all bugged out, glitchy, messed up and things. And it tripped me out because it's like, if you're wanting to release a video, or you know what, that would be my question to developers. What era of gaming did you get into? Because if you got into the era of gaming like the Nintendo 64, because I feel like that there's a lot of developers they're older than me, where it's like, yeah, you had to have been playing video games back then, especially if you became a video game developer now. Like, you hear where it's like a team of people will come out with a video game and something's wrong with it, you know, and that's like them high-end developers like 2K, Activision, who else, you know. But yeah, it's like Ubisoft, where it's like you guys come out with these games, there's these issues with it, and then when people criticize your guys' video game, you want to turn a blind eye to it, make it seem like that, oh, we don't know what we're talking about, or we're doing our hardest. But it's like, fam, if you guys, like, all right, so for an example, a company like Ubisoft, did you guys have these issues when you start releasing video games back then? You know, it trips me out that it seems like that it's either, my thing is this, it's either video game development was easy back then and you guys should just go based off of that formula, or if video game development was hard back then, what's so difficult about it now? Because I feel like that, and my thing is this, if I'm developing a video game, like, yeah, let's say I've been a video game developer for like 20 years, you know, yeah, I was developing video games all the way back then on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era, and now I'm developing games now. You would think that I would have learned something within them, that time frame, and not come out with games that's doing worse than the games that came out, where it's like, yeah, the games that came out back then where they didn't play all that good and didn't look all that good, they look a lot better than the games that are coming out today. That's saying something right there. Because you would think, like, okay, as you develop a video, or as you're a video game developer, you're elevating when it comes to video game development. You're not going backwards, you're going forward. So that's why it be tripping me out at times when I see it'll be companies that been in the game for, like, no pun intended, but it's like, yeah, they've been in the business for a minute, and it's like, what are you guys doing right now? So that's why I would have to say that I be criticizing developers, because I'm like, I came from an era of gaming where you could sit down, play a game for hours, and have the most amount of fun with it. Even if it was a game that was difficult, even if it was a game that you wasn't even interested in. Like, fam, there was games that I played back then I didn't have no business playing, but I was like, I still had fun with them. I still, like, that's one thing I remember. I can think back where when my uncle, he had this computer, and there was this racing game. Was it one of those like MX versus ATV games? Regardless, I remember he sat me down in front of that game, fam. I played that game because my dad was over visiting his dad, my granddad, and so my uncle at the time, because he was my uncle. I'm trying to think, how old was he at the time? I can't remember how old he was, but he ain't that much older than me. But he had a video game arsenal himself. And so, no, but he, yeah, I remember he had me sit down and play that game. Bro, I didn't do no missions. All I did was just drive around and just do nothing. I just drove around, explored, all that stuff. You see nowadays with video games where it's like you do stuff like that. The game, it's like, yeah, let's say you hit like a bump or something. Game done crashed on you. And then it's like now the developers got to roll out an update whenever they do feel like rolling out that update. But it's like, fam, it shouldn't be a thing where it's like it requires a whole army to get you guys to release an update. And that's the stuff that be upsetting me with gaming, is that it could be me by myself talking about an issue that I'm having with a game. Like, for an example, there's this new game that's out called Peak, where this game done crashed on me 3 different times. 3 different times where this game, it just for some odd reason to decide to stop working. I see all these people posting clips and I'm like, bro, I want to post clips. I want to play this game, all right? But it's like the game, and that's another thing where you see where developers, they be refusing to add stuff where it's like, bro, like autosave, for an example. Like, there's games that I played where they ain't even got autosave, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a form of technology that's been in the gaming industry for a minute now. Like, how does a game not have autosave? How does a game, like, because my thing is this, if I'm playing the game, I gotta hurry up and ditch the spot, at least I would be able to go back to playing what I was playing. And like, yeah, that's if I just turn off my console or my gaming PC. But I'm like, fam, I think that Peak game, it ain't got no autosave. So like, what that game is about, it's about you climbing mountains and crap. You pretty much gonna have to start all over. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, don't go backwards when it comes to video game development. Like, that's the stuff that be tripping me out. You see where developers, they don't be wanting to add difficulty settings, they don't want to add autosave, they don't want to add character customization, and it's a game that has character customization. Like, they just want to have it where it's like, oh, all you could do is change your character's hairstyle. Like, there's this one game where it kind of looks like Minecraft a little bit, but it's like No Man's Sky in Minecraft. But anyways, I'm playing this game, and the only character customization that they had was the hairstyle. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, if you're gonna add character customization, I'm trying to have it where I could be a Martian. I'm trying to have it where I could be one of those. I mean, I'm saying though, like, just like with the different skin tones and stuff, be making it seem like, oh, black people don't be going on adventures, they don't be liking space and all this stuff. I'm like, fam, I grew up watching like space movies and all that stuff, and I'm like, I might not go out my way and do that type of stuff, but yes, if there's a video game version of it, you best believe it, I am going to play it. But if you are going to add a character customization, add a character customization. Don't add bits and pieces of a character customization. No, a fully deep, in-depth character customization where I could change my character's outfit, where I could change my character's skin tone. Even if it ain't on no stuff like that, then it's like, okay, then just have it where it's like, the character is like wearing a helmet and you can't really see him and stuff. Because I'm like, there's the one game, I mean, they do have it where you can customize your character's facial features and stuff. But Destiny, they have it where it's like you could create a character, but it's more so focused on your character's like outer wear and stuff, like his armor and things. So I'm like, okay, if it's stuff like that, cool. But if you're gonna have it where character customization, you have it in there, but it's not like fully deep in depth, I'd fam, then you might as well not even have no character, and you should have just had it where it's just one character, slap the name on him, and then however that game played, that's how that game played. I would have rather played that than to have it where it's like, oh yeah, we have a character custom, and you have it where games, they be doing stuff like that. They be clickbaiting you and things. You get into the video game that you think they have this feature, it's like bits and pieces of that feature. And I'm like, bro, like, you guys, like, I'm telling you, the lack of communication in gaming, it is insane right now. Like, there's the one game that I had played, the demo of it, I should say. I played this demo of this game called Jump Ship. And I was saying that, I'm like, you know, I think that this game will reach a lot more people if you gave us a more time to play it. Like, you gotta understand, there's all these games coming out. There's all these games that's, like, going viral overnight. So you're gonna have it where it's like, there's all these people that's gonna be jumping onto their gaming PCs trying to play these different games and stuff. The only thing that we're gonna be able to see of it, because they want to have it where the demo thing is, like, 2 business minutes or something, is yeah, we'll be able to see TikToks and whatchamacallit, YouTube videos and stuff. And I'm like, fam, I need more time. Like, the thing is this, developers got to stop doing that, having it where it's like, oh, we're going to release a demo or a beta, but it's only going to be for a limited time. The reason why I say that is because the one game that did that and it flopped when it came out was Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. When that game came out, or no, when they were talking about it, oh yeah, in the trailer, they made the game look amazing. But then when they did that beta testing, it didn't play all that good. And so, that was the problem. They only had it where the beta testing was like for, I think it was a few days or something like that. And then when the game came out, no difference. No difference from the beta testing and the full game release. And then when that game did come out, very few stars on play, or yeah, I think it was on. Well, I didn't check. No, I had to check PlayStation again, but it didn't have that good of a rating on Xbox. Didn't have that good of a rating on Steam. A lot of people were talking badly about it all throughout social media and the internet and stuff, and that's because it is that lack. And so no, that was what they did start listening to people, and I'm like, it shouldn't have got to that point. You should have been listening to people as soon as you guys had started talking about that game. But you guys were developers. It's like they refuse to listen to people that have been playing video games almost all their lives. They refuse to listen to them, and they only listen to themselves, and that's why their games be getting bad ratings. So that's why I'm like, my thing is this. Days where I be talking about a video game and people be thinking like, oh, he's going to regret this. He's going to feel bad. He ain't going to ever get good with them developers. My thing is this. If it's only going to be a one-way conversation between myself and the developer, and it's just going to be me doing the talking, of course I'm going to criticize those developers. Of course I'm going to say things about them. Because to me, it don't make no sense where it's like you guys, again, been in the business all this time and you don't know how to develop a video game. That's crazy. That's some wild stuff right there. And that's like if you guys like being that video game developer, that's like if you did all this work, you do all this stuff, and you don't get paid because the person that's supposed to be paying you don't know how to pay you. So how would that make you feel? You gonna still support that company? No, you're not, because you're like, fam, I got bills, I got things I need to tend to, I got mouths I need to feed, clothes I gotta put on myself and my people's back. So that's why I'm like, yeah, my thing is this. If you're going to be a video game developer, you got to listen to your audience. Even because at the end of the day, it's us that's buying the game. It's us that's supplying you money so you guys can have that budget aside to develop another game. But if you ain't going to listen to people, how do you expect yourselves to be a successful video game developing company? Sit down and think about that. But anyways, with that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.